Hello, I'm Bart Rodgers, manager of the Beltwall division at Beltservice Corporation, St. Louis, Missouri. A question that is often asked by our customers encountering a sidewall belt for the first time in the field is, what information does Beltwall need in order to quote the sidewall belt? So today I'll discuss the key information needed. Of course, it goes without saying that if you're measuring the belt installed on the conveyor, please make sure it's powered off and locked out. So starting out, the first bit of information you need is, of course, about the base belt. Length and width, obviously, but other items would include the belt rating, typically expressed as PIW or newtons per millimeter. Also the compound, and then the top cover and bottom cover thicknesses. And then the other item to make note of, especially if this is a cut edge belt, is the ply count. So if it's cut edge, you can look along the edge of the belt and hopefully you'll be able to discern which of the plies are your tension plies and how many cross-rigid plies you have. So normally a belt that has both sidewalls and cleats with the sidewall set in from the edge of the belt will be a cross-rigid belt. Oftentimes these will include either one or two monofilament cross-rigid plies or possibly a steel breaker cross-rigid ply. Now when you're looking at that, if you're unable to discern the difference between the tension plies and the monofilament cross-rigid plies, if you can take a close-up photo with high resolution and send that with the information on the belt, we should be able to work through that discussion and determine what type of base belt you have. So the other things, of course, include the sidewalls. When you look at one of these, of course, on the system, you'll measure the sidewall height, again, from the top cover to the top of the wall. You'll want to measure the sidewall width. And when we talk about width for these, we do ask that you measure the base of the sidewall. So that is going to be the widest part of the sidewall. Typical dimensions are 1.5, 2 inches, 3 to 3 1/8 inch, even on up to 4 1/8 inch. So once you've measured the height and the width of the base, if the sidewall is set inward from the edge of the belt, we call that the recess. So you can measure in, of course, from the edge of the belt to the outside base of the sidewall. Go ahead and do that on both sides. And then also to measure the width between the sidewalls. So inside a wall to inside a wall, which normally will be your cleat width if cleats are present. With the cleats themselves, of course, you'll measure the height. You want to measure the spacing. We do recommend measuring from tip of cleat to tip of cleat, and do that over a couple of different cleats on the belt, and that should give you an accurate read on the actual spacing. Also the profile of the cleat. So you'll notice in this example, this is a cleat that is, we call it a scoop cleat or C cleat. Just simply angles up off the base belt itself. But there are other profiles. There's a vertical profile called an I cleat or T cleat. There's also what we call an S cleat, which has a vertical plus an angled portion to it, also called a TC cleat. So you can go to our website, and on our website you'll find the Beltwall brochure, and within that all these different profiles are shown so that you can have a good idea of what you're looking at if you're not sure. So with that, the other things to make note of would be the type of in prep. So it could either be a mechanical fastener or possibly it's going to be vulcanized in the field. So again, that's just information we'll need on the front end. Of course, the third option would be that it needs to be made endless in the factory, which that can be done as well. So at any rate, I hope this has been helpful for you. You can go to our Beltservice website, look for the Beltwall brochure. Within that, there is a data form that lists all the different information needed in order to quote the belt. You can print that out and take it with you. There's also that same form on the website, and you can actually fill in all the information on the website and then send it directly to the Beltwall team, as well as upload any photographs you have of the belt itself. So I hope this has been helpful. We look forward to helping you in your next sidewall belting inquiry.